this video, we take a deep dive into Justin Trudeau's political career, from his rise to power bringing change to Canada, to the challenges he faced leading to his resignation. We analyze his achievements and controversies, and how the global right-wing wave influenced the political shift in Canada. This story is not only about Trudeau's departure, but also a microcosm of global political currents, shedding light on today's transformative changes and their impact on the future. Welcome to Black Bloc Hong Kongers, your go-to channel for in-depth discussions on international politics and global crises. Stay tuned as we uncover the truths behind the headlines. Like, share, and subscribe to join our community of critical thinkers.
I intend to resign as party leader, as Prime Minister, after the party selects its next leader through a robust, nationwide, competitive process. Last night I asked the President of the Liberal Party to begin that process. This country deserves a real choice in the next election, and it has become clear to me that if I'm having to fight internal battles, I cannot be the best option in that election.
On a cold January day in Ottawa, Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau announced the end of his 9-year tenure as leader of the Liberal Party and the nation. Trudeau's departure marks a pivotal moment in Canadian politics and serves as an opportunity to reflect on the political legacy of a leader who was both transformative and controversial. In an emotional press conference, Trudeau admitted that the growing divisions within his party made him unable to serve as the best leader in the upcoming election. His announcement signals the beginning of a new chapter for the Liberal Party and Canadian politics. In 2015, Justin Trudeau emerged with the slogan of Sunny Ways, leading the Liberal Party from being the third largest party in Parliament to becoming the ruling party. His victory injected fresh vitality into Canadian politics, symbolizing a new era of progressive governance. He committed to gender equality, reconciliation with Indigenous peoples, environmental protection, and socially driven policies fueled by compassion. Trudeau's government enacted a series of reforms, achieving gender parity in the cabinet, legalizing recreational marijuana, implementing a nationwide carbon tax ban, and launching the Canadian Child Benefit Program to help lift thousands of children out of poverty. He also worked to promote reconciliation with Indigenous peoples, earning high praise from some leaders. However, as his time in office extended, Trudeau's image began to be eroded by scandals and policy challenges. In 2019, the SNC-Lavalin affair saw him accused of political interference, violating federal conflict of interest laws. Earlier controversies, including the blackface incidents, further damaged his image as a champion of progressivism. Additionally, his handling of the COVID-19 pandemic sparked division, with vaccine mandates and public health restrictions, leading to the Freedom Convoy protests. Although Trudeau used the Emergencies Act to clear the protests, his tough-handed approach was widely criticized. Economic pressures also plagued his government. Soaring housing prices and rising food costs further weakened public confidence in his leadership. By the end of 2024, his approval rating had fallen to just 22%, signaling widespread dissatisfaction with his leadership. The growing divisions within the Liberal Party ultimately became the final straw for Trudeau. In December 2024, Deputy Prime Minister Chrystia Freeland resigned, criticizing Trudeau for failing to address the potential threat of US tariffs. As a close ally of Trudeau, Freeland's departure marked a public manifestation of discontent within the party. Calls for leadership change grew louder, and with polls showing overwhelming support for Conservative Party leader Pierre Poilievre, the Liberal Party found itself in unprecedented isolation. Trudeau's legacy is filled with contradictions. Supporters view him as a transformational leader who steered Canada toward a more inclusive and equitable society, while critics argue that he lacked the political will to implement key promises. From environmental policies to Indigenous reconciliation, his accomplishments were acknowledged by some, but his later political crises and economic pressures significantly tarnished his leadership image. Trudeau's resignation opens the door to the Liberal Party's reconstruction. Party Chair Jagmeet Singh has promised a nationwide competitive leadership race, and several potential candidates have emerged. Chrystia Freeland, as former Deputy Prime Minister and Finance Minister, she has international recognition, but her break with Trudeau may stir internal party controversy. Mark Carney, former Governor of the Bank of Canada, Carney has impressive economic expertise, though he lacks political experience. Anita Anand, known for her crisis management skills, she still needs to build national name recognition. François-Philippe Champagne, hailing from Quebec, he could help bridge divisions within the party, but his achievements remain limited. Melanie Joly, Foreign Minister, she has excelled on the international stage, but lacks party leadership experience in a crisis. The new leader of the Liberal Party will face the daunting task of rebuilding party unity and regaining voter trust. The path ahead is uncertain, but this leadership choice will deeply influence Canada's political future. On the global political stage, a strong right-wing wave is sweeping across nations, from the US to the UK, and from Italy to Hungary. These changes are quietly reshaping the political landscape. For voters in these countries, this wave represents not just a rebellion against the status quo, but also a challenge to a political system that many now feel weary of. Canada is not immune to this shift. Justin Trudeau, once a leader synonymous with change, ultimately could not withstand this political storm. His leadership style and progressive policies once ignited hope, but over time, public discontent with high housing prices, inflation, and immigration policies grew. For many Canadians, Trudeau's progressive ideals seem to have become part of the problem, and his inability to address these challenges led many to turn toward more conservative options. Amid this process, the rise of Pierre Poilievre became an undeniable symbol. His stance directly aligned with the global right-wing surge, offering a stark rebuke to Trudeau's policies. Poilievre not only represents traditional conservative values, but has also become a beacon of hope for those weary of change. His success was no accident. It is a microcosm of the broader global political upheaval. Perhaps Trudeau's departure is not just the end of his personal political career, but also a reflection of global political shifts. His exit marks a punctuation in Canada's political response to the right-wing wave, answering the demand of voters who support traditional conservative values. Just as political movements across the world are shifting, Canada too has found itself swept up in the currents of global political change. Behind all of this, we see a global political trend that is not just changing the leaders of nations, but also altering the expectations of the public and the direction of future politics. This transformation may have just begun, and Trudeau's departure is only a significant chapter in this ongoing historical process. Thank you for watching BlackBlock Hong Konger's Global Insight Network. Like, share, and subscribe for in-depth analyses on international politics and critical issues. Explore these videos next and join the conversation for a more insightful world.